Hi, creative friends. This is Soraya, and thank you so much for being here. So I allowed this to completely dry, and now that I left it overnight, I'm coming back to it, and what I'm seeing is that while there is so much that I absolutely love, the values are too close to each other. So what I mean by that is there's not enough differentiation between the values for me. Now, somebody else may love a lot of mid-toned values together, but I don't. So I did mention this before. It's a grayscale and value finder, and you can pick it up at an art supply store for, I want to say, like $3. This is indispensable, especially when you're first starting to kind of figure out your values. Now, the more that you use this, the less you're going to need to use it, because you're just going to be able to discern your values kind of intuitively. Like you're going to be able to read your values. But in the beginning, this is like super helpful. And I used to use this all the time. And actually, this is a newer one, because my old one, I used it so much that it kind of fell apart. It literally just broke apart from me just using it and getting paint on it, etc. But this is like such a great tool to have. And so basically what you do is you like lay it on whatever you want to figure out the value of, and then you try to match it. Now, it may not match exactly, but it's gonna fall either on a value or in between values, and then it'll like you'll just get better at reading values, and that's what you're doing. You're trying to read your values. So for me, all the values here are just too much alike, and I am not really liking it. So what I want to do is I want to do the push pull, but I'm going to use collage, and I'm also going to use some paints as well to push and pull. So what I have here is just some random pieces of collage that I soaked in tea. So I made a tea bath, and I don't know if I'm going to use all of these, but what I want to do is like say the areas like over here, over here, over here a little bit. I want to pull those forward. So I am going to see if I can use collage to do that, and then also at the same time push things back. Now, I do want to retain this part over here, which I really love, so I'm gonna try to make a mental note that I don't want to cover this up. And like I said, I don't know, like I don't really, oh, I like that there. That's got nothing to do with the push and pull, but I really am loving this. Ooh, I just love that piece over there. It's just really adding so much interest to it. So I'm gonna like put this down over here. And you guys, I have some collage over here. It's dictionary pages, like right over here, and I'm gonna cover it up. So the thing is, everything should be sacrificed for the end image. And a teacher told me that in an art class a long time ago. And basically what that means is that no matter how much you might love something, if you need to cover it up because, you know, the end image is not going to be served by that piece of your art, then it needs to go. And that happens a lot to me, like when I have to cover up my own backgrounds, or you know, whatever. It might seem like oh my god, like how can I cover it up, but if something is too busy and you just need to cover it up, that happens all the time in my art journals. Like I just have to cover it up. And me working in Connie Sillers Painting the Feminine book, where I'm incorporating her page, like her art, into my art, yeah, I have to cover up stuff that I love all the time. And you just get used to doing it, because I just have it in my mind that the end result overrides everything. So yeah, sometimes we just have to cover stuff up, and we may not want to, but now this wasn't hard to cover up because it was just a dictionary page. But sometimes it is kind of difficult to cover things up because you know, it's like your work and you love it and you don't want to cover it up. But if it doesn't serve the end goal, the end piece, then it's got to go. So I'm covering up part of her eye, which is totally fine. It's just going to add depth and interest and all sorts of goodness. So I'm just kind of going like so, and I'm still kind of trying to work fast. I'm trying not to overthink anything. I'm seeing if that fits in here anywhere. I'm not really feeling it. Maybe, I don't know. No, I'm not really feeling that. And this is this is a piece of collage that I handmade. So I actually made this and then I dipped it in a tea bath. And it's just like on a brown paper bag that I just made some stuff. Probably has tea bags on it. And I would love to use this, but just not on this particular piece. So I'm just kind of looking. Yeah, okay. I need to like, I'm gonna add this over here. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to add some light values and some dark values. So because I want there to be like a differentiation between the values. So in this piece, I do not have enough of dark versus light. I feel like too many of my values are more middle values, and this is a personal preference, because some people may not like the you know, the contrast of values, but I do. So yeah, you just have to kind of learn what you like. And I just like the drama of it. Like I just like dramatic kind of contrasts. So that's going to be the whites of the eyes, and I'm just like, and still I'm working really fast. I'm not like really overthinking anything, at least I'm trying not to. And I just want to like put down some lighter values here. And this is what is called modeling, because what I'm doing is I'm looking at the planes of the face, and I don't want to get too technical, but I talked about this before. So the face is a sphere, and oh my god, I don't even have an apple or something here, but it's like let me see if I have something that can, I don't even have anything, you guys, but a face is a sphere, so it's a ball, and a balloon serves as a really good kind of a clue about the planes of the face. So the parts that kind of lay like so, they're gonna be lighter, and then the eye socket, like this part over here but on the forehead, is going to be a lighter value. Oops, you know what, I'm gonna leave that there. That was just an accident, but I'm gonna leave it there. So this part over here, like the forehead, it's gonna be a lighter value because it sticks out, it protrudes. And then I'm gonna start working now on the part that recesses, and I'm gonna use my coffee, I don't know, should I use my, I think I'm gonna use my blue actually. And so I'm gonna go like so, and just a little bit over there, and on the hair. Now I do want to keep, normally I would drag some of this blue into the forehead there, but I want to keep that little like piece over here where it's just looking so kind of unfinished, and just, I love this beautiful little piece here, so I'm just going to keep that. I'm not going to drag my blue. And I'm going to try to make this a bit transparent because I want these circles that I made to show through. And I'm just going to, so do you see how this is like giving the face some depth here? And just And it's just like giving her like three-dimensionality, interest. And let me just get this. And okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to allow this to completely dry naturally, but I do want to make some marks here because I just feel like the neck actually needs to be a little bit. And so up to this point, I'm still like very loosey-goosey. I'm not making a lot of details. Like if I need to, you know, like I just made the neck a little bit wider because I'm like, okay, that neck is too thin. And actually I might make it wider still. So I'm not, up to this point, I'm not concerned about details. As you can see, like I haven't really, you know, modeled the nose. I might need to move the nose up a little bit. So, you know, at this stage, like things are still fairly loose, and I like working like loose to tight and large to small. So large shapes to small shapes, looser to tighter. So you want to go loose first. Don't worry about too many things. Just get your stuff down there. And also like the push pull. The push is parts that are going to recess. You're going to generally tend to use darker values and cooler colors to push things back. And then when you want to pull something forward in space, you're going to use your lighter values and your warmer colors. Now, once you kind of get like more adept at doing that, then you can, you know the rules and then break the rules if you want. And I've seen artists do that like just incredibly well. Okay, and so I'm just gonna let this dry, but can you see how like just by this, you know, just like push pull using my values, this is looking like so much more three-dimensional, so much more interesting, juicy, etc. You know what? I'm just going to add a little bit of paint here just because I want to build up the neck when I come back. And I keep on saying I'm done, you guys, but I keep on working on it. It's okay. And, you know, when I come back, I'm going to need to like model the chin a little bit. I feel like I need to extend the chin a little bit lower, but I'm not worried about any of that right now. So I'm going to try to bring this up closer without like smudging anything or like, you know, stuff running. But I just want you to kind of see like what's going on and see it looks very messy, but I like that, you know, messy, juicy, like the energy. I feel the energy in the piece, and that's what I want. I want to try to retain that as much as possible. So if you've watched all the way to the end, you guys, thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.